Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is the latest A24 film that is coming out this weekend. Just came out yesterday. This is directed by Halina Reijn and stars Amandla Stenberg, Maria Bakalova, Rachel Sennott, Levy, and Pete Davidson. A party game turns to murder when young and wealthy friends gather at a remote family mansion. I'm not going to say that much about this movie because it's best to go into this movie not knowing nothing. But I was pretty curious on this one because this was, of course, an A24 movie. I'm a casual A24 guy. I have not seen every A24 movie out there. And plus, because I did like the idea of a group of friends having a party and it turns to murder. And so you had a little bit of Mean Girls and Knives Out and a little bit of Scream, except you take that and make it into this whole Generation Z meta like comedy. So pretty interested in that. Also because of the casting involved, like Amandla Stenberg and Rachel Sennott and Lee Pace and Pete Davidson. So I have to say this is a movie that, whilst not everyone's gonna enjoy, not yet. Good movie. It's just not an amazing movie. It's not one of my favorites of the year, but it is kind of an honorable mention for that. The best thing about this movie is the performances, of course. I think the acting in this movie is great. Maria Bakalova, Amandla Stenberg, Lee Pace, Rachel Sennott, Sui Wonders, Myha'la Herrold, Pete Davidson. I think all the actors in this movie are very good. Each of them have their own moments where they get to shine, especially Amandla Stenberg from The Hate U Give and The Darkest Minds, and you have Maria Bakalova, which I'm glad we're getting more of her. I thought she was good. The movie was disappointing. I have to say, this was actually pretty solid. It's an hour and 34 minutes long. It's not too long. It gets straight to the point. It's a simple premise. Yes, they do have a lot of horror meta references, and it does have that Generation Z type feel to it. And I like the blend of Generation Z plus with horror and plus with comedy into it. Generation Z is a different generation where everything's like TikTok and Facebook, Snapchat, and they don't preach that far here, but it's like Generation Z type stuff. You have a simple enough concept of a party game leads to murder with the young and wealthy friends. And over 95 minutes, it gets you straight in and out. I like the characters here. I like the chemistry that they all have. Girls, along with Pete Davidson, they have a lot of entertaining moments. And when the movie does have its horror vibes, it does have its horror vibes. It's not particularly scary. It's more like horror comedy. But that's the thing I do appreciate about it. I didn't get a lot of kick out of some of the moments here. The kills are bloody. You do get some good kills. You do get some good suspense, some good tension on who the killer is. I will say the biggest disappointment with this, though, is I don't like the reveal of who the killer is. I think it was a little weird that they went that route. There are a few characters here I did wish didn't bite the dust a little bit too early on as the movie was going along. But it's a horror movie. They're all likable. I did like a lot of the performances and a lot of the characters here. Cinematography wise, by Jasper Wolf, and editing by Taylor Levy and Julia Bloch is very well edited. It's very well shot. They do use this mansion to the best of its advantages. Production design, costume design is very creative, is very awesome. And I do like a lot what this movie was going for in this final stages. In the third act. Like I said, the reveal does kind of frustrate me a little bit. But the first act and the second act, it does a very good job at telling you what you're going to get into. Again, I can't speak too much about this one because it's best for you not to know as a lot about it as possible. I will say the score by Disasterpeace is pretty creative. It's pretty interesting score to listen to. I do like the soundtrack, and the soundtrack there is some modern day stuff, but I'm fine with it. This not being one of my favorite A24 films, it is one I could see myself going back to. Maybe that reveal may help a little bit more on second rewatch. It's just that, along with some of the meta humor, is a little bit much. It's not bad, but I do think some of it could have been toned down a little bit. At the end of the day, I thought Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. It's a fun little short movie. If you want to go see it with some friends this weekend, definitely check it out. It's not a sequel to something. It's not a franchise. It's a more fresh original horror movie. It does go into Generation V territory. It does have some of that horror references, and it does take this something we've seen before and do it in the Generation Z vibe with such. But I did enjoy Bodies, Bodies, Bodies for what we got, and I will say I think it's an epitastic time at the movies. If you want to go see it, definitely watch it. Well, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to my channel right here. I have plenty more content as far as movies, TV, and anime and music goes. I will also leave a playlist here and something here if you guys want to check out what I'm about. Join the Epictasticness, stay epitastic, and you guys keep it cool.